Yes, exercise number 4. Let's do that. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, al-Hayy al-Qayyum, al-Mudabbir li jami' al-makhluqeen, wa salatu wa salamu ala atamman al-akmalan, ala Sayyidina Muhammad, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla wa anta taj'al al-hazna idha shi'ta sahla. وارزقنا جميعا حسن النية وجنبنا الرياء والعجب والكبر والفتوى بغير علم يا رب العالمين. Okay, Bismillah. We will start with the exercise, inshallah. I'm doing the exercise because in order to move on to forming sentences, which is the real step in the direction of kalam today, the first thing we're really going to start doing in kalam. Kalam is that complete sentence, right? He is a baker, she is gone, he is, crazy, she is beautiful, her brother is ugly, etc. These are all sentences, and that is really what kalam is. Now, inshallah, what I want to do today is I want to focus on the exercise because it is important to understand this concept before we can form sentences. Because what I will do is I will teach you sentences relative to how well we know this. In other words, I will teach it according to a system of differences. If you know this, I can show you what is different from this to form a sentence in terms of the grammatical structure. Okay, and this is what Nahw is about. It is about learning rules and word formation and case endings that are sanctioned by the grammar or sanctioned by the rules of Arabic in order to formulate kalam, in order to formulate proper sentences. Okay. Now, the first one, I want to work with a few examples from here and talk about the translations, and then I want to do the reverse, inshallah. Al-muallimu as-salihu. Right, so there's our first word. Al-muallimu as-salihu. Everybody with me? Al-muallimu, say.
Al-muallimu
as-salihu.
as-salihu.
Al-muallimu as-salihu.
Al-muallimu as-salihu.
Right, so going back to our old lessons, we said that this is Hamza to wasl, I must join that to that. But when I come to the lam is followed by a sun letter, I must say muallimu as-salihu instead of al-muallimu as-salihu. Right? Now, this means teacher, correct?
Mm.
And this means pious. This means teacher and this means pious. So, pious teacher. The al gives us the indication of definiteness. Definite by the meaning of al, which gives us that interpretation of the. So if I translate this, I will say the pious teacher. See, simple. We write down the word, we write teacher, we write pious, we just put the in front and the English structure is already there. So the pious teacher. Okay. The next one, al-muallimatani.
There's two.
Right. Masculine or feminine?
No, yeah, it's feminine. The
المعلمتان الصالحتان. المعلمتان, this is teachers, right? How many?
Two.
Two teachers, masculine or feminine?
Feminine.
So the two female teachers, right? And this is pious. So the two pious teachers. And in brackets you can put A for feminine. Okay. Al-muallimuna. Al-muallimuna.
That's plural.
Right.
Masculine.
Yes, Auntie.
I want to ask on the second one. So can I also say the two pious female teachers?
Yes.
Can I do that?
Yes, perfect. Al-muallimuna.
The male.
As-salihuna. Say it.
The male pious one.
Right? The pious male teachers. So this is a nice example of singular, dual feminine, and plural masculine. Right? Singular, dual feminine, and plural masculine. How do you know it's plural masculine?
Una.
We see the una. So we see una. We see the waw and nun fatha and the letter before waw as dhamma. So we see the una. We see al-muallimuna, al-salihuna. Okay? So the teachers, masculine, pious, translate English, the pious male teachers. Understood? Now muallimatun, mujtahidatun. It's right here. Muallimatun, mujtahi, we're missing a dal. Mujtahidatun. Mujtahidatun. Muallimatun, say. Mujtahidatun. Muallim, again muallim. There was al-muallimu, muallim. There was muallimatani. There is muallimatun. When we see atun, what do we know about atun?
Feminine.
Feminine. We also know it is plural. So this is going to be teachers, female. And it's plural. By plural we mean 3 or more. Mujtahidatun is a word for diligent or hardworking. So I will use diligent. Just seems shorter than hardworking. So mujtahidatun, right, is diligent. Is it the or is it just diligent teachers?
Diligent.
Just diligent. Why? No. Al. No. Al. No. Al. MashaAllah. Very good. Now, check. This is feminine. Is this feminine?
Yes.
Yes. Because atun. The atun here now is a sign of femininity. Remember? It's a sign of femininity. You can add it to your signs. Muslimat, mu'minat, qanitat, taibat, right? Dhakirat, mujtahidat, muallimat, salihat, right? Muslimat, right? All of those are feminine, plural. Okay. Now we know that's feminine. This is feminine. Is this definite?
No.
No, it's indefinite. Is this indefinite?
Yes.
Yes. Is the agreement?
Yes.
Yes. Now, un and un. Do they both end with un?
Yes.
Yes. Atun, un. With me? There's 3 things. Is this plural?
Yes.
Yes. Yes or no?
Yes.
Auntie Fadila? Yes, plural? Okay, mujtahidatun, also plural. Atun is a sign of plural. Atun. Okay? Feminine plural. So they agree in femininity. They agree in plural. They agree in number. Okay? So muallimatun, mujtahidatun, and they agree in the case, definite or indefinite. They agree in case, which is definite or indefinite. Okay. Okay, now let's do the next one. Okay. Al-laylatu
The night.
is
The
the
night.
night. Let's write it down also. Sufyan, did you do the exercise?
I did it. I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Because if you didn't, now's a good time to write down.
No. Oh, this one, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done this one yet. When did we get number 4? You only gave us 2 and 3.
No, I gave you number 4 the day before yesterday.
Is it?
Yeah. Yesterday I had an off day also. Come on. Now, al-laylatu. So now's a good time to write. You don't have to do it again. Al-laylatu. Alif lam al-layla. Right? So now, okay, is this singular? Is it plural?
It's singular, feminine.
It's singular. Right? Is it masculine or feminine?
Feminine.
It's feminine. Is it definite or indefinite?
Definitely.
It's definite. Okay. So whatever I'm going to put after this must also be singular, must also be feminine, must also be definite. However I want to describe the night. Okay. So we'll use the word muzlim. Muzlim is dark. So we will say the night which is dark, or the dark night. It's not correct to say the night which is dark, because we will learn other words that will say which is dark, later on inshallah. But what I'm trying to say is describe the night by saying it is dark. So Mudlim. So there is Mudlim. With me? Mudlimun. But now I must make it definite. How do I make it definite?
Mudlimu.
There's my al. But is it singular?
Yeah.
Yes, so this is singular, right? And this is definite now. But I must still make it?
Matu.
I must still make it?
Feminine.
Feminine. So this word should be al-mudlimatu. Mudlimatu. And then what's the last thing I must check for?
The
What must I check?
casing.
Encasing. Now what is the first encasing?
Two.
Dhamma. What's the second encasing? Dhamma. Do they agree?
Yes.
Yes. So case is Dhamma at the end and Dhamma at the end. So these my four things they agree. Okay? So let me run through the rest. Qamarun means
Qamarun is moon.
a moon, right? What is munir?
Bright.
Bright or illuminated. Right? Now let's check. Is this definite or indefinite? Indefinite. Then this must also be indefinite. Are they both indefinite? Yes, so they agree. Is this masculine? Yes. Is this masculine? Yes. Okay, so we both have masculine. Is this singular?
Yes.
Yes. Is this singular?
Yes.
Yes. How do we know plural? Muniratun, muniruna. Right, we don't see una, we don't see atun. So this must be singular. And what's the last thing we must check? Encasing. So qamarun, munirun. Qamarun, munirun. Okay, very good. Ash-shamsu, ash-shamsu. What's ash-shamsu?
The sun.
The sun. Al-muniratu. Ash-shamsu al-muniratu. Ash-shamsu al-muniratu. Shamsun is definite or indefinite?
Definite.
Definite. Because we see
The
al, which means whatever describes. Now remember, describe is an adjective, right? Not part of a statement. We're not saying the sun is bright. We're not saying the sun is bright. What are we saying?
The bright one.
The bright sun. Remember the difference. We're not saying the sun is bright. The sun is bright is a sentence. Right now we're only working with a part of a sentence. And so we are saying the bright sun. And we must still say something about it later on. Right now, the bright sun, not the sun is bright. So while we're saying the bright sun, we must have definite and also definite. We must have dhamma and also dhamma. We must have feminine word with a feminine adjective. And we must have singular word with singular adjective. Do we understand that? I'll run through the rest quickly, verbally. Al-aynani is singular or dual? Dual. Dual. Yes, two, right? So we see the ani. Because we see the ani, in the next word must also have ani. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We saw ani here, so the next word must also have ani. So there we say al-aynani al-lami'atani. Al-aynani al-lami'atani. Now aynun, is it masculine or feminine? Feminine. Why? Because it's one of the parts of the body that comes in pairs. So we say aynani. We don't say lami'ani. We say lami'atani. Is everybody with me? Auntie Fadila, okay? Okay? Bilqis? Good, guys? Okay. Very good. So, as-sanatu.
What the meaning of
Lamia, shining. Shining. Right. Shining, radiant, bright eyes.
To join it, we could have shut down the lamp.
On the second lam. One of the things for Hurufu Shamsiya is the letter after the lam that is in Shamsi now will always take shadda. Okay?
The shams, is that as read by the Arabs that it's feminine?
Yes.
And what about qamarun? I'm assuming it's also feminine.
It's masculine.
Or is qamarun masculine?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why it's qamarun munirun. Okay.
Okay.
Regarding the real etymologies of the words as to like why the Arabs spoke like that, I'm sure it was influenced by other things, you know. But I don't have that knowledge.
Maybe the poetry then.
The poetry is an exception to most of the rules of grammar, because poetic licenses you could divert the grammar, could divert case endings to make it suit what you're doing. That's why poetry is intricate, because it doesn't necessarily conform to the grammar.
I found quite interesting that they use war as a feminine. War feminine.
What is it?
War feminine word. That war is a feminine word.
War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found quite interesting.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying is there's probably deeper etymology that was given by context and given by influence of perhaps other languages as well. You know, that says why it was feminine or why it was masculine. But in the general like grammar books and stuff, they won't go so deep in to actually look at the real. They'll just say as heard from the Arabs. You know, but I'm pretty sure that there were other influences as to why they would favor the sun to be feminine and the moon to be masculine, right? Regarding that specifics, I don't have that knowledge. Okay, the next one. As-sanatu. Sanatun is a year. As-sana is the year. Now, again, we're not saying the year is in the past. We're saying the past year. Al-Madiya, Al-Madi, Al-Madi, Al-Madi. So Madin is past. Madin, right? And we're describing it. So Madi. With me? Alright? But they both must be definite. And then later on here we must add term al-buta, because as-sana is feminine. Because sana is feminine, whatever describes sana must also be feminine. So as-sanatu al-madiyatu. So check, do the check. Al. With me. Al is there and al is there. Singular. Dhamma. Feminine. Always check that the four things are there. Check, is both feminine, is both dhamma, is both al, or both have tanween, right? Check the cases, check the states. Okay. Ash-shahru al-jari. What's the meaning of jari? Present, right now, current, happening.
Present month.
Right, so the translation there is the present month. So, al, do you see al in both? Yes. Do we see masculine? Masculine, yes. Okay, so the case ending here is a tricky one, which we won't talk about right now. Because you see the one ending on sukoon and the other one not. The proper word of saying check case ending is meant to say check. To say check. Wow, did we do it so long time ago? Okay, is to check the case. Okay, and remember 2 days ago, yesterday, during our presentation of what is to come, we spoke about what the cases are. Yeah, Rob. Declension. Case ending is a signifier of the different types of declension. But for now, just remember they're in the same state. Let's not complicate it for that one. You will learn it. It will come, inshallah. Okay? Right, so am I still on exercise number 4? Yes. Okay. What's the next thing? What's the next word? I'm going to run through the rest ones really quickly because, of course, all of these must agree. Haratun nadhifatun. Haratun nadhifatun. Haratun is. Now let's break it up. Let's do this one on the board. Haratun on the board. Okay? So this one I have the word haratun.
I think you missed on the board 11.
Nur.
Al-anhuru al-jariyah. The flowing or the current rivers. Right? Current means moving, so flowing. Okay? So the current, the flowing rivers. Al-anhur al Jariya. Both of them are good examples. Let me work with Hara and I'll come back to 11 now in a moment. Okay, Haratun is singular for a place or a section of a city. Are you with me? Section of a city. But Haratun, the plural is Ha-ratun. What's it?
Ha-ratun.
So you can see that Hara is a sound feminine plural. That's a feminine word with a sound feminine plural. But now Haratun, let's quickly list the attributes of Harat. What can you tell me about Harat? Okay, Harat is plural. Okay, it's also feminine. Feminine. Right? It ends with Dhamma. For now, it doesn't matter if it's double Dhamma or single Dhamma. In our cases, some must agree in indefiniteness. In these ones, we will see certain things. Haratun. There's one more thing. It's also indefinite. Okay. Nadhifatun. Haratun. Now check Nadhifa. Before we talk about plural, is it feminine?
Yes.
Yes, Nadhifa is feminine. Does it end with Dhammatan? Yes. Is it indefinite?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it plural?
No.
It's singular. So there isn't agreement there. Okay. Is it still correct?
Yes, if you wanted that, if you want that to be a sentence. If you want that to be a sentence.
No, it's not a sentence. Sentence says is. Sentence gives you stuff. This is just saying clean areas of a city. We learned some rules. This is why we must double check the work, we must read over the rules. I said, when you describe something that is unintelligent,
Oh, in and out.
then you must make sure that the adjective is singular and feminine. Singular and feminine. In this case, the femininity agrees. But even if I want to say clean desks, maktabun is a desk. Maktabun is masculine. The plural is makatibu. Plural is makatibu. The plural comes from a masculine word, so that must be masculine. Right, but how do we describe it? We want to say the desks, the clean desks. The clean desks, we say makatibu nadhifatun. Makatibu nadhifatun. So we have desks. They're both indefinite. They both, the one, now you see, now you're not going to get gender agreeing and you're not going to get, you'll get the case ending agreeing. Makatibu, nadhifatun, o and u, or un and u and un, we consider that the same. But we have now chosen nadhif instead of nadhifat, nadhifun. Does it make sense? So now we're saying makatibu, nadhifatun. When something is unintelligent, right? Meaning not malaika, not jinn, and not humankind. Yes, I forgot about us. Now, so makatibu nadhifatun. Does it make sense? Clean desk. Are you with me, Sufyan?
No, I was actually going to ask you, is this? I think that's that note you put attached here.
I don't know what it says. What does it say?
It says, however, when the noun being described is jam'u ghayrin aqilin,
Yes.
the plural of an unintelligent being, whether masculine or feminine, the adjective is generally singular feminine,
Yes.
although it is sometimes plural.
Yes.
But I didn't get it, but now I get it.
Now you get it.
Yeah.
So now if I have a plural, but that plural is of desks, of tables, of cats, of dogs, of things. Connie did this in the tutorial with you guys before I touched on the lesson. He said things, right? More specifically, unintelligent things. Right? So cats, dogs, everything besides the angels, the jinn, and humankind. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Singular feminine.
Yes, it is. Singular feminine.
So
So
when
they-
can it be plural? We said yeah, there's exceptions.
But when it is masculine and plural.
Same thing, makatibu.
Oh.
Doesn't
I
matter.
mean feminine.
You describe it as feminine. That's why I used maktabun, makatibu. Maktabun. makatibu. Makatibu. How do I want to describe makatibu? I will just say makatibu nadifatun. They both end in dhamma, that's fine. That's plural, but this must be singular. That comes from a masculine word, but this will be described as feminine. Does it make sense? Okay.
There's one question. The haratun. The haratun. That is exception. That's just you have to learn that.
All of these. Makatibu, haratun.
Because I see you got the atun, which indicates the plural, but you drop the term marbuta. So it's right. In haratun, then you made it harat to the plural.
Right.
So I'm asking, is that one of those plurals that you have to learn? Or is there a rule I'm missing?
You mean, how did we just make hara into harat?
Harat, yeah.
Yes. Look, all the plurals, right? You generally, it's things like la'ib, player. Things like occupations. Like la'ibun, mu'allimun, mudarrisun. All of these have sound plurals. That you can make. Like mudarrisuna, mudarrisatun, muallimatun, muallimuna. Then you find words like kalima, which have a plural as kalimat, right? And then that is still a sound feminine plural. So we don't just make it. Do you get what I mean? I'm not sure of the etymology as to how it came in the language, but we don't just make it. But these ones, right? These are ones that you learn. You mean
This is a broken plural.
It's not broken.
Not broken.
I'm saying there are some sound feminine ones that you also just learn.
It's sound, but you have to just learn.
Yeah.
Okay, it is sound because you have the atin, but you drop the ta marbuta. That's why it's sound.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not
Yes. Because ta marbuta, you will see in Friday, inshallah. Ta marbuta is not an original letter, and atun is added to the original letters of the word.
Oh, okay, that
Right.
makes sense.
Does it make sense?
The
Okay. It's
actual word is hara. Oh.
from.
The ta is just to indicate that it's feminine.
The word is hara, right? But it would come from another different word like hawara or hayara, somewhere there, or ha'ara. I'm not sure, but I'll double check for you. But the basic idea here is that word. Yes, there are some. It's a sound plural, but it's one of the plurals you just learn that you don't necessarily make. But muallim, mudarris, occupations, those you can make. Khabbaz, najjar, tayyar, pilot, all of these you can just make. Tayyarun, tayyarat, and so forth. All occupations you can make. But the places and things are not necessarily. Okay? Okay, cool. Right, let's move on to the next part. Translate these phrases into Arabic. Now, a shining eye. What is an eye? Quickly. Right. A shine is aynun. What is, sorry, a shine, an eye. What is an eye? Aynun. Now let's list the properties. Aynun is singular. Is it definite or indefinite? Indefinite. Right? Is it masculine or feminine? Feminine. And it ends with? Dhamma. Right? Dhammatan. So now I must make my, whatever I'm going to describe with it agree. And the word we're going to use to describe it is lami'un. Right? Are you with me? Lami'un. But I want lami'un to agree. So lami'un, firstly indefiniteness is easy, right? So I can just start lam. Right, so lami is my ayn. Okay? So indefinite is there. Lami' singular, yes, it's there. Feminine, how do I make it feminine? I just add the term marbuta, lami, atun. And then how do I end double dhamma? There we go. Does that make sense? And we check, we always check 4 things. Yes, is it singular? Yes, singular. Is it indefinite? Yes, it's indefinite. Is it feminine? Yes, that's a feminine word. Is this thing feminine? Yes, it must be feminine. Do they both end in dhamma? Okay? The beautiful seamstresses. Khayyatat. Khayyatun is a tailor. The female equivalent is a seamstress. Khayyatun. Khayyatatun. So female. So let's start. We want to describe the seamstresses, so we must start with them. Right? Okay. Seamstresses. خياط. Is that masculine or feminine? Masculine. But we want feminine. We want a seamstress. So we must make this female. But we must not only make it female, we must make it female.
Plural.
Female?
Plural.
Plural. Front row? We all okay? And Fadila with me? Okay? So we don't just want it as feminine, we want it as a feminine plural. And it's an occupation, so it's easy. We just say khayyatun, we say khayyat,
Atun.
tatun. Right? We add an atun to khayyat and it becomes khayyat, tatun. Right? So now let's list it. This is plural. It is feminine. Right? You with me? And it's also
Indefinite.
it's indefinite. It ends with dhamma.
Could also say atin.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it now. But you remember I said later on we're going to see when you use atin, when you use atun. Right? That's in that codes, in the hidden meanings as to when someone's being eaten versus when someone is doing the eating. Okay. So hasanatun, and here we can make it a green. Hasanatun. Right. Yes, it is definite. So how do I make it definite?
Al.
Al. And then what else must go? Dhamma. Must become?
Two.
Singular. Al-khayyatatu al-hasanatu. Okay? Sometimes in these cases they accept both. The tired servants. What is servants? Khadim. Right? Khadimun. Servants plural masculine. How do we say that? Khadimun. Say?
Khadimun.
Khadimuna. Khadimuna. And then, how do we say ta'ban? Ta'ban is ta'banun. And how do we make khadimuna agree with ta'banun? Right. And how do we make it definite?
Al.
Al. So let's put it together. Al-khadimuna at-ta'banuna. Got it? Okay. The lazy tailor. That's two. But in this case I just mean plural. If you say al-khadimaini at-ta'banaini, it's fine. It agrees. It's a proper word. It's a proper sentence. In the specific question, it's asking for the plural. So khadimuna. Everybody with me? Khadimuna ta'banuna. What's the next one?
Lazy.
What's a tailor? Here's the lazy tailor. Al-khayyatu al-kasla. That's fine. Al-khadimaini at-ta'banani. Now they must agree. If you say khadimaini, you must say ta'banaini. Right? You can't have naini with nani because they must be in the same. Okay. Al-khayyatatun. But that must be singular, right? Right? Al-hasanatu. Okay, I'll look at it during the break and then it's good, it's good. What is this? Al-anharu. Al-muniru. That's fine, that's fine. Right, al-yawm Yawm is feminine. I don't know about it, I must look up anha. Okay, so do we get the idea? The large animals? Animals are unintelligent. So when we say animals, we say al-hayawanat. Hayawanatun. Right? Hayawanatun. Definite, we will say al-hayawanatu. Right? And then we want to describe them as large. But because they are unintelligent, we must say
Al-kabiratu.
al-kabiratu. Right? Very good. Now,